You are the problem and you are the solution. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, I'm Andy Hoffer and this is Mindset Matters More. And I would like to talk about personal responsibility and why it's a great thing. So, I recently heard that quote, that you are the problem and that you are also the solution. And, first, when I hear stuff like that, my first instinct is to be like, that's not fucking true. There's just so many other factors that you have to consider. And I try to, the hamster in my brain just won't stop moving, right? It's just like, no, we have to process this. But fundamentally, it is right. There is a lot of stuff that happens in this world that we don't have control over. And I don't want to diminish that. I don't want to be like, oh, one of those people that's like trying to convince you that everything is in your power because it's not. There's just certain shit that happens. I mean, not too long ago, look what happened with the president, right? But there are things that you can do in the midst of all of that uncertainty and chaos. Okay. So, first, let's talk about what we can control outright. That's our behaviors and our thoughts. That seems really simple, right? But that's not really true because when you sit and think about like where you want to be, why aren't you there now? It's because your thoughts and your actions haven't aligned with that. So if it were just like, oh, I'm just going to do that and, get everything I want, it would be this ideal world where everybody's living the dream, right? But that's not necessarily the case. For me, I like to think of it as, everything is kind of in motion, in flux. And what I do, what I have done, let's say, I don't know, I'm going to say for the past 5 years, has led up to this moment. Okay. That means that the actions that I am taking for the next 5 years will lead up to the moment that I'm living at that time. And it's a moving thing. So you have to think of the average of everything that has happened over the past 5 years is feeding into this moment right now. Like, I had to go to Greece to buy this blue dress for me to be able to wear it while I'm sitting here right now. I had to marry my husband who always had a Samsung, who convinced me to buy a Samsung for me to have a Samsung phone because I would always have a Google Pixel or something else. Like there are like the actions that we take in the past, we're seeing the repercussions and the fruit of that this moment right now. What you're living right now is the addition or subtraction of all your actions and all your thoughts for the past. I mean, it's probably your whole life, but I'm just trying to break it down for the past 5 years, right? So, what you are right now has just because that's what you've created over the past X amount of time. So, now what does that mean? That means, okay, let's think, where do we want to be? And you can start to do the actions that are going to get you in that direction. Now, sometimes you need help. Sometimes you need a coach, a mentor, a friend, a family member who knows what the fuck they're doing to like start guiding you in the right direction. But that's this personal responsibility shit, right? Is that you can be where you want to be if you start doing the actions and have the thought patterns that are going to get you there. The thought patterns, I mean, we always talk about how discipline and motivation, they are two very different things. So yeah, you can be motivated to be something else, someone else. But we're talking about the discipline of continuing those actions, and that comes with a certain mindset. That comes with a way of thinking and processing when you don't want to do shit. That said, it's also learning how to process, when you don't want to do shit or when you don't want to align yourself with that future that you want. How do you overcome that? How do you get back to being the person that's lining themselves up with that moment in the future that they want to experience. Okay, so there's that. But then the other thing on the other side of it is when shit happens to you that you cannot control. What happens when things in life, they are gonna life as they always fucking life and throw you off kilter? Now, this is exactly my point with the mindset stuff. Is the mindset that you have when the life unexpectedly shits all over you, throws a curveball, tests your will, is what's going to actually determine whether you or not you are going to make it to that goal. And the reason is that when life happens, as we know, life happens, if you cannot get back to the path because your mindset changes to, oh, everything happens and I can't do it and I can't do, if you cannot right the ship at that point and it's gonna knock you off course, then you're gonna wind up having another 5 year creation period where you're not close to where you want to be. So, not only do you have to combat the normal everyday grind of stuff, but you also have to combat when life starts to life at you. So, it looks like you're doing everything, you're working from a deficit, everything is in the negative, and you always have to overcome it. Well, guess what? That's the way it fucking is. Like, it's never easy. It's never going to be this, oh, I'm so happy and everything is working out in my favor and nothing ever goes wrong and I'm always motivated. And like, that is never going to happen. And the sooner that you come to grips with the fact that is everything's gonna go wrong and that everything is gonna feel like crap, if you can come to terms with that, one, you'll be much happier for it. But two, when life happens as life do, you're going to be able to overcome it a lot better. And that is what I mean by you are also the solution. Because when all this stuff happens and the problems come, you can create the life that you want by living in a way that is in alignment with it. So, yes, you are the problem. Your mind is the problem. Your thought patterns, your behavior patterns, those are the things getting in your way of what you want. And guess what? The solution is to correct your thought patterns and your behavior patterns. Those things, once you start working on those things, then you can start to get to where you want to be. Am I making myself clear? You are the problem. Therefore, you are the solution. And thank God for that. Because nobody else is dictating or determining what it is that you are going to be and what you are going to do. You have to choose to listen to the external. You have to choose to listen to the internal. You have to choose to not do stuff or do stuff. The point is choice. You have a choice. And it feels like at times where you don't have a choice, it feels like it. But there's always a choice. There's always a way to process the information that you get, the stimulus, the negativity. There's always a way to process it and get you to the next level. How's that? Like, it's a big responsibility to know that you're the one that's responsible for your life. Nobody's going to come and save you. Nobody's going to come and push you. Nobody's going to come and wake you up at 3:30 in the morning to tell you, hey, it's time to get up, eat breakfast, get to the gym. Nobody's going to tell you, hey, it's time to get up, go to work. Hey, it's time to take care of this child. Hey, it's time to tell your husband that you love him. Nobody's going to tell you these things. Nobody is going to be behind you, pushing you, saying, hey, work on your business now, do this, do that. It is up to you. When you sit down and do things that work against your goals and your dreams, you are choosing that. You're choosing to not work towards your dreams. You're choosing to eat that extra piece of cake. You're choosing it. And again, I know it feels like you don't have a choice. That screaming inside your head that says, I want a fucking piece of cake. I don't want to starve myself. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I want to sleep. I don't want to participate. I want to just be done with it and just, ugh. I get it. That voice can be so fucking loud that you just want it to shut the fuck up so you do what it says. But let me tell you this, that nagging sensation that is convincing you to not work on your dreams, it starts to diminish. It does get easier. I mean, there are days where it pops up. I mean, like, especially when I'm around my menstrual cycle and like, I want chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And that voice inside of me is like, I just want the chocolate, leave me alone. I go to sleep and not go to the gym and I don't want to do shit. That voice gets fucking wild. I have it too. But those are the days where you have to take care of yourself even more. Because I will be damned if the reason I didn't make it to my goals was because I was too much of a wuss to withstand my menstrual cycle crazies. Okay. And that's it for me, guys. I love you guys. Bye.